They don't have water. There are many today, as we speak, who are thirsty, who don't have water. Yeah. In the United States and in many parts of the world, don't have water. We hear about it all the time when there's some sort of earthquake or major disaster and water is cut off. Don't have water. I have a colleague of mine that was down in the hurricane down in Virginia, that area over there, and she in North Carolina, that area up the top. And they didn't have water to use. They had to drive to get the water to use for their homes, pick it up, put it into barrels, and bring it back home for weeks. It's the age-old story of taking things for granted, right? We tend to do that. The things that we love the most, the things that we need the most, the things that are there for us the most, we tend to take for granted the most. And that's why we need to come together. To wake ourselves up, to say, wade in the water, find your salvation, come back to that which purifies, sanctifies, makes you be that person that you want to be, to live that sacred life, to be in this expression of goodness, and utilize the water for its highest purpose. Because we all talk about purpose. What's my purpose in life? I want some higher purpose. Higher purpose means starting with making every moment as sacred as possible. Blessing every little bit of goodness and connection that we have. And not wait till you go to some doctor's appointment and he says all of a sudden, wait, this part of your body might not work well. And we go, oh, we're taking that for granted. I always expected my heart to pump just the right way, my lungs to breathe and do their job, or my stomach or whatever. Sacred, we talk about spiritual tools for sacred living, but we have to sometimes think about what sacred living means. It means living a life of purpose and not losing sight of the things that are hiding in plain sight, like our words of wisdom. Miracles are hiding in plain sight every day. Joy is there every day in plain sight. But gratitude needs to come in. Awareness needs to come in. Blessing needs to come in. We need to know where our salvation comes from. And it starts with breath. And the next most important thing is water. That's our salvation. That's we stay alive. And then how it is given to us constantly is not done by us. So that letting go and allowing for that awareness. So again, we know the idea that the water is a symbol of purity, life, renewal. Just going to just throw out a bunch of things here. In ancient Rome, it was used for lustration, an ancient purification ritual. In Hinduism, right, they pour it over the deities, and they call it abhishekam. And anybody ever heard of mikvah? Yes, the Jewish immersion water ritual, right? In Islam, they used to do all the water and washing before it's wadu. Also in Hinduism, the Ganges River, right? Everybody goes to the Ganges River, and that's where there's a lot that purification happens. You connect with divinity in the water. And Christianity with baptism, right? Symbolizing spiritual rebirth, salvation, all of that coming. And so it's not just about hydration. It's not just about, it is the second most important element that we need to survive. That we can go deeper even with that if we can respect it, if we can understand that there is a spiritual significance to the water, and every time we come in contact with water. And that what we are doing is we are respecting this ritual, as we've seen on the video, as we've seen and hearing about from all these other religious traditions. Even in Shintoism, I like the fact that in Shinto, they do a purification ceremony that's under waterfalls. It's one of my favorite things, is waterfalls, so you're standing under a waterfall. And if you've ever done a meditation where a waterfall of white light on you, very, very powerful. These are very, very powerful tools and experiences and important rituals that call to us on a cellular level, asking us to rise above, to really come to that place of finding our freedom, right? We started out with wade in the water to know that, we're coming down and meeting that water. I have the wonderful blessing of living by the Nesquik River in Kings Park on Magnolia Drive. So I'm down by the river with sugar magnolia. There you go. But that river, I've always said, I've never, every time since I've come down there, that's my river. Not just mine, but my responsibility, meaning mine. And that I'm blessed to be able to walk it and to take care of it. And ever since the kids were young, I had them come down and do a cleanup in the spring, taking garbage bags and picking up and going down. Now the San Rainbow Civic Association does it as a whole party, but it was just a natural thing to do. And that's the thing about this. It's an alignment when you're in alignment with spirit, when you're doing the natural thing, like in the video. When it naturally comes out of you to make your space better than when you came there. To plant a seed, to beautify, to enrich the water, to clean up, to do something, to participate, to be alive in that. And if you can't do it, you need to refresh yourself. You need to renew yourself. You need to come to a place that says, I need help, help me. And what we've been told over and over again, what we've been seeing, what we call to in the 4 directions, and those elements and aspects of nature, is that all the help we need is here for us. And we are here for each other and coming together in community. It all works, but we need to show up for it. We need to work it. And as we do, we grow and we connect. We plant roots and we extend out and we feel the waters. We know the waters. And that's why when turbulent things are happening, we're not afraid of the waters. We know that the water is just taking us somewhere. There was a time in my life I went out on the South Shore and I went out into the beach and got caught in an undertow. It took 3 lifeguards to get me out. And at one point in the midst of it, in all the tumble, I said, just go with it, Joe. What are you going to do? That's what you do. That's what you do. You just go with it. Allow the waters to tumble you, to move you. And the help comes. Oh, what's supposed to be will be. And then we take the next step from there. Going too far ahead is too hard. I'll never get a drink of the water if I keep looking at where it's gone over there. Running for it. It's here now. The blessings, love. Go in. Take it in. Do the work. Allow this purification, this healing, this connection to be your baptism today. Because I tell you all, you are the beloved child in whom the divine is well pleased.